Good morning. Welcome back to the Red Mic. Happy Tuesday. It's the 16th of September, 2025. Today's Red Mic message. You break it, you buy it. Um, but before we get into that, Red Mic messages are leadership and life lessons picked up from 25 years as a public servant, 16 years as a youth football coach and scouting volunteer, and 10 years as a mediocre athlete with far more heart than actual physical ability. Today's Red Mic message, it's about building confidence. When you are a leader, you got to have the thought in your head, okay, you break it, you buy it. You go into a store, you see those signs. Um, it's like that. It's like that scene in Seinfeld where George is wearing the ridiculously oversized coat and he knocks over all the bottles of wine. Um, I would not have paid for those. If you've got a store and you are stacking crap up in the aisles like that, no, sorry, that's on you. But in the workplace, if you've got people who work for you, don't do these things. Um, they don't show up on the balance sheet necessarily or the project trackers, but they can make or break the people on your teams. And, for the life of me, I thought that I did this topic before, but I've gone back through like weeks and weeks and weeks of my red mics and could not find it. So if I'm repeating something, I apologize. Um, I thought I already did, but for the life of me, can't find it. I saw this graphic and post from a guy named Moston Wilson, works for KPMG. Uh, Despite what KPMG might think, I have nothing against them. uh, I was in a workplace where they had done some work on another project before I ever got there, and my boss, uh, rightfully or wrongfully, hated everything that they had done. Um, I will say, one or two meetings they did come across as being a little, I don't know, oversure of their work and their abilities, but I got nothing against them personally. I really don't. But this guy, Moston Wilson, KPMG former partner there, 7 signs your confidence is slowly being destroyed at work. Now, toxic workplaces, yeah, there are those that scream and slam doors and send angry emails, but a lot of times it's a lot more subtle. And they chip away at your confidence. They chip away at your facade slowly, you know, bit by bit. It's like that old Niagara Falls. Slowly I turned, right? Um, and then when you get to the end of that whole thing, talented people start questioning everything they think they know. It's the old standby, the trope of the gaslighting. You turn the light down just a touch. A lot of people don't know that it actually came from a movie, 30s, 40s. Don't quote me. And the situation was the the villain of that was slowly turning down the intensity of the light in the room, of the gas lights in the room, but acting like everything was normal. So, of course, the person that they were doing this to thought that they were going crazy. Same thing can happen in the workplace. So, look out for these 7 signs and what they might look like in real life. And if you notice these things, get the heck out of there as soon as you can. Um, Number one, they make you question your decisions. You bring up an idea in a meeting, and your boss is like, "Are you sure about that? I don't know." And they're not starting a discussion. They're not being Socratic. They're just being a jerk. They're trying to plant doubt, and then after a while, you might stop speaking up at all. And that's not good for you. That's not good for anybody. And it's not because your ideas are bad. It's because you've been conditioned to second guess yourself. So don't. Be confident. Uh, you are smart. You are good enough. And doggone it, people like you. Thank you, Stuart Smalley. Number 2, your achievements are minimized. You know, in the workplace, I always feel like, deadline, oh, relax. Deadline, oh, relax. You know, you don't intentionally push a lot of the work to, to the last week, but somehow it always happens. But you pull off a great project, a tough project, early, maybe even under budget, and instead of well done, you get, well, that's what we pay you for. You've heard me mention my former general manager at radio station back 100 years ago when I was in radio sales. I loved radio sales until this guy showed up. You'd go in there and you'd have a sale, and it didn't matter if it was a small sale, big sale, whatever. We had these forms. They were in quad. Why? Nobody knows. The top sheet went to traffic. In other words, the people that were going to schedule all the ads. The second one went to production, the people that are going to make the ads. The third, he gave to you. That was your copy. And then the fourth one, he would wad up and toss it to you and say, what's next? Arrogant. God, I hated that guy. So don't let anybody minimize your achievements. They are valid. They are important. Your wins do matter. So keep aiming high. Constructive feedback feels like attacks. Constructive feedback is just supposed to be that. It's supposed to be, it's like the Jimmy Johnson, donut. Good stuff, bad stuff, good stuff. All right. But they throw stuff at you. You're not detail oriented. Okay. What does that mean exactly? Not, hey, let me help you improve this. You shouldn't have to brace for impact when you get feedback from your boss. Number 4, overtime becomes the norm. It's a 40-hour job. Should be. Yeah, there's going to be some weeks where you have to work more. But if you're having to work overtime day in, day out, without fail, and then if you try to ramp that back and they roll their eyes or they give you the stink eye, again, that's not... Burnout should not be a badge of honor. Exhaustion should not be mistaken for excellence, because neither of those are true. Number 5, your boundaries are labeled as attitude problems. If you turn off at work notifications at night to protect your family time, they should respect that. They shouldn't say you're not a team player. You should have boundaries. You work to live, you don't live to work. Toxic cultures are going to twist that around all the time. Number 6, success feels impossible to achieve. You hit your targets and they move the bar. You hit your targets and no acknowledgement, no celebration. They just keep asking more. Eventually, you're going to start phoning it in because it doesn't matter. No matter what you do, it's not going to be good enough. And then last but not least, you're told to be grateful for your job. Yes, I understand. It is a buyer's market out there, seller's market out there on jobs. It's hard out there. You got to look out for number 1, right? You're up for a promotion. You're up for a one-time merit. Your boss seemingly is happy, but maybe their boss or the people above them are like, yeah, let's twist this guy a little bit. You know what? Gratitude can become a leash. It can keep you quiet when you should be advocating for yourself. So don't put up with it. There are other jobs out there. If you can't find another job, make your own job. There's lots of opportunities out there. There's a guy, I'll try to find a link to him. His name escapes me right now. But eternal optimist. He's always looking at things from a different angle and saying, hey, you could turn that into a job. You could turn that into a business. I'll find his name. I'll post it later. If you manage people, you have a responsibility. Build up their confidence. Don't break it. A team that's afraid, it's never going to reach its full potential. And if they don't, that's on you more often than not. A team needs to feel safe, seen, and supported. And if you do those things, they will surprise you every time. Almost to the point to where you can't be surprised anymore because you know they're going to hit the target. So be that kind of leader, be that kind of boss. And if you're feeling those 7 signs, your value isn't measured by how small someone makes you feel. Boundaries aren't attitude problems. Overtime shouldn't be the norm. And respect should flow both ways. That is today's Red Mike message. So go out there, take care of yourself, stand up for yourself, be the badass that I know that you are. I love you guys. I'll see you again tomorrow. Until then, don't forget, life is short. Drink the bourbon.